Hey guys, what is up? There's no more Juju Thursdays. Before it used to be Juju Fridays. I prefer Juju Fridays, but they changed it to Juju Thursdays, but it is what it is. We are at the finale of Culling Games Part 1. What a fantastic run from the first episode up until the last episode. Of course, we're going to watch that because it's going to be 28 minutes long, the same amount of time as episode 4. Okay, and there is way more to come after this from my understanding. Now, in terms of part 2 of Culling Games, probably by the time I upload this video, either they already dropped the news of when part 2 is going to come out. It's either this year, probably is assuming fall of 2026, if not winter of 2027, so January of next year. But boy, if this is what we got, I can't wait for part 2. I can't wait for part 2. Okay? And this episode is the same time length as episode 4 with the Maki episode. So this is the Sendai Colony, and we got our boy YUTA. This episode is going to be focused on him and all the other players that's in Sendai. So yeah, let me just stop chatting and let's get into Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 12. Okay, so he took it. Okay, the roof. Dang, I didn't know there was people still trapped there. I didn't know people were still trapped. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my god, not. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh. Are you kidding me? I didn't know there was people still there. that 6 months training, that year training with Miguel worked wonderfully for you, my boy. Oh, oh. Oh my god. Nah, this has to be an illusion. This is a genjutsu, bro. Nah. I'm not gonna lie, I nearly threw up in my mouth. What in the Luffy? What does she have against a Fujiwara? Oh, he was married at one point. Ooh. Oh. Oh. That was nearly his chest. Oh. Not the hand, not the hand. Ah. Not the Sakuna move. Now you slamming a whole train. What? Never calling him that. What? Oh, he already figured out you got reverse carry technique. Oh, shucks. Yep, yep. What? You said movie zero. Nah, she got that Looney Tune force a bit. Oh no, I love her ability, man. Treating the sky as surface, like what? Bending space at you. Oh my god. Not in the no, no. Oh my god. Hmm. Oh. Oh, jeez. What? Oh, she never had her own agency. Oh. Yeah. And that's what she was so mad about. Wait, what? Why is he beating his chest like a drum? Y'all just y'all busting out the door, man. It's like that. I thought you died like a cockroach, never dying. Oh, good. Oh, oh, oh! No, not him about to use the same move he used on Ghetto, bro. Oh, this is my love. Not the same technique he was about to use. He used on Ghetto. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. To the lover boy. Of course. Of course. Yep, yep. Nope. Yeah, yeah. Same thing with Ghetto, bro. Same thing with Ghetto. Same thing with Ghetto. Not him about to hit the black flash. That's where he redirected the technique. Okay, smart, smart, smart. Yeah, yeah, yep. Yeah. Man had his fill. Oh, he, he alive? Of course, of course. Mm, okay, okay. Ooh! He saw him. Jujutsu. What a finale. What a fun. Listen, manga readers, you know I'm coming at. You know where I'm coming at right now. Cause when it comes to that time, oh, later in the manga, oh my god, oh my god. Yo, you saw how, no wonder he's second to Gojo Satoru. The way my boy Yuta was moving in this episode, and he did some moves from like Volume Zero, Movie Zero, okay, against Geto at the time. But I'm sorry, True Form Sukuna looks so cool because we got like rough images of him in season 1, but to see him look, and it was only for like a quick second or two, so you would have to pause the video when you do see him. He looks glorious. He looks glorious, bro. Oh my god! But that fight, that technically a 4-way fight because it was Yuta versus Kuroroshi, Yudo, and Ishigori, which surprisingly he didn't take them out. I guess Ishigori got to Yuta. Remember, at the end of the day, Yuta is a. Remember what Geto said, right? Remember what he said. Hold on, bro. We got the manga right here. What did Geto call Yuta? Oh my god, let me see what what was those words he said. You womanizer. You think I'm lying? You womanizer. He was saying that. And what they and then Yuta said, what? This is pure love. Hit well, I mean, he hit Geto with it, and then yeah, you know, but at the time there was no such thing as domain expansion during the basically the 4 chapters, the initial start of Jujutsu Kaisen. So there was no such thing as domain expansion. Obviously that burns out a good portion of the cursed energy, and so luckily compared to many other sorcerers, Yuta has a surplus amount, like extra reserves because of his Shikigami, that is Rika. So I will have to say this, that year's training on top of what he already was learning when he just joined Jujutsu Society. Miguel, what were you teaching my boy in all those different countries in Africa? Okay. And you feeding him the good food too. Let me tell you this. It makes sense that he and Ishigori became cool at the end of the episode. You know? Like, Ishigori hit Yuta deep in, like, y'all forget, Yuta loves love. Okay, he's a softie at heart at the end of the day. Not to the point that he's weak, but it's just like, he's a sucker for love. He is. I mean, if you read Modulo, you'll understand perfectly. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody that didn't read Modulo, Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, the sequel spinoff that takes place 68 years after the end of this series. But you'll understand if you read the first 2-3 chapters of Modulo. But bro, non-stop. No, I'm sorry, but I don't like cockroaches, but I think about 99% of all humans do not like cockroaches. So like, it wasn't even so much the seeing of the kissing, it was just the after effect. And then like, the more my brain was thinking of it, I literally felt bile raising up, and I was that was actually pretty disgusting. That was actually pretty disgusting. But I'm not gonna lie, out of all the techniques, I love Yuro's the best. What do you mean she has the ability to manipulate the surface of anything? Manipulating the sky. Like, she has to be in tune with nature itself. Like it's a cloak, right? Her ability is so interesting, bro. Because you thinking, okay, she's actually stretching, she's pulling Luffy. No, she's just bending the area around to her will and using it as an attack. I think her ability is so amazing. And it's understandable that how she feels, even though we're probably not going to get much more of Yuto after this. But she does come from a time where, like, women had no rights. And so she's brought up, you know who she low-key reminds me of? I'm not going to hold you. She reminds me of Tsukio from Gintama. Low-key. A woman who was made to be like the assassin group of a higher figure. And they had no agency. And if you know Tsukio from Gintama, she was I forgot the name of the group that she basically heads. But they were protecting at the time Hosen, King Hosen. Who was the head of Yoshiwara in Japan. Now, Yoshiwara in real life Japan was a red light district. So, you know, women were being sold, women were into that type of thing. And men would go there to have a fun time. And obviously during those times, again, women had no rights. Some women would be sold into these brothels. Some of these women were already cast aside. And so they were brought into they were courtesans, right? So Tsukio was the head guard that if anybody disregarded the rules, she takes them out. She was a tip-top kunoichi. She was trained by the best of the best. Her teacher, if you watch Gintama, you know about her teacher, right? And so Yuto low-key reminds me of Tsukio in a way. She kind of does. And obviously with Yuto, who was part of like an assassination group where she was never given a name, or she was, but it was used against her. You do feel for her. She has to protect a higher figure, but the higher figure is only using her for their gain. They gained her trust. They took away her agency, which she never had. And when she thought she had a name that defies her own agency, it was still robbed away from her. So you can feel her anger in this. And like the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, I think she and Tsukio would have got along perfectly. And it's kind of cool because Tsukio is the moon and Yuto is the sky. I think these two women would have been the best of friends. And then Hinoa, she's the sun. They would have been best of friends. I'm just saying. You know, sometimes I gotta drop in something. But yeah, she low-key reminded me of Tsukio low-key, but a lot more justifiably angry. Unfortunately, she did not have her own Gintoki, you know, unfortunately. But it's understandable that she's angry at the descendant of I forgot the name. But it's understandable. But like, Yuta is not that type of individual. But oh my god, non-stop action for it to, and then they pulled a season 2. But it was in the kind of the middle. But the last episode, we got the opening during Ishigori and Yuta's fight. But oh, this makes me excited for what we're going to see later on for basically the last arc of this entire series, because oh my god, they're cooking right now. They are cooking. And this was a well-deserved 28 minutes of non-stop action and fun. The most nastiest part of this episode was the cockroach. I don't care. Nearly threw up in my mouth. Okay, but the 3-way domain, it was cool, but I still gotta give it to like the 120% potential of Yuji, Toto, and Mahito. That panel was amazing. But again, 3-way domain, I thought they were really going with it until the cockroach came back. Reminds me what Frieza is like, a cockroach. You try to end it and it keeps coming back. I nearly puked in my mouth, bro. I nearly did. I was that sick. Okay, but this now leads to who? Now everybody's rushing. So we got Angel carrying unconscious Megumi. Yuji is now with Takaba. We saw True Figure Sukuna. And there's way more other people that's going to be popping up. So there's a lot more. And it was going by very fast. So like you would have to like probably slow down the video to see it. But there's still more in store for part 2. And yeah. And we saw Hakari, we saw Kashimo, glimpses of them and everything. So yeah, there's still more to store. And I can't wait. I honestly can't wait. So again, like I said earlier before, if they haven't dropped the news as of yet, I'll either drop it in the description box or in the comments and have it pinned of when they make an announcement of when part 2 is coming out. I firmly believe part 2 is going to come out next year, January. So that gives them the remaining of this year to do what they need to do in time for part 2, which more likely is going to be like 12 episodes, I believe, or 13 episodes, who knows. But guys, do tell me on how you feel about Culling Games Part 1, Episode 12 finale. If you read the manga version of this episode, those chapters, I believe it was, 7 chapters they adapted. 7 to 8 chapters that they adapted fully into this 28-minute long video episode. Do tell me how I felt about this episode versus those chapters. If you are a manga reader, of course, do not spoil any further than where we're currently at right now. Well, I can't really spoil because I don't know what happens after this. I know the end, but not what happens directly after this. Anime only. How do you feel about the finale? Are you ready for part 2 when it eventually does come out? The links are in the description box so you guys check it out. And I'm Kimmy-chan, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. With